June 23, 2010, the world watched as a tiny app called Path slipped onto iPhones, promising an intimacy no other platform could claim. In an era dominated by noisy feeds and endless friend lists, Path whispered a different promise, a private space for sharing life with just a handful of closest people. It was beautiful, it was personal, and it would soon become a cautionary tale of brilliance without a sustainable business model. Founded in 2010 by former Facebook engineers Dave Morin and Sean Fanning, Path entered the social media scene with a striking design, clean lines, pastel colors, and a sleek, minimalist interface that felt like a private diary. The app limited users to 150 connections, a number borrowed from anthropologist Robin Dunbar's theory of the maximum size of human social circles. This constraint forced users to be deliberate, to curate their circles, and to share moments that mattered, not just scroll endlessly. Within months, the app's elegance captured the imagination of celebrities, artists, and influencers. By the end of 2011, over 5 million people worldwide had downloaded Path, and the buzz grew louder with each press mention. Investors took notice, and a $14 million series A round led by Andreessen Horowitz and Spark Capital poured into the fledgling company, fueling a rapid expansion of features and a global launch. Path's early growth seemed unstoppable. In 2012, the platform introduced Path Moments, a feature that allowed users to post photos, videos, and status updates that would disappear after 24 hours, a concept that predated Snapchat's stories by a year. The app's sleek aesthetic attracted a young, tech-savvy audience that craved authenticity over the curated perfection of Facebook. By the summer of 2013, Path boasted 30 million users and its valuation peaked at $100 million. But beneath the glossy interface, warning signs began to emerge. The first clue was the platform's stubborn refusal to embrace advertising, the lifeblood of most social networks. Path's founders believed that ads would betray the intimate experience they were building, and instead they explored a subscription model. In 2013, they introduced Path Premium, a $4 a month service that promised higher photo resolutions, custom themes, and increased storage. Yet only a fraction of users, estimated at less than 2%, converted, leaving a revenue gap too large to ignore. Compounding the financial strain was the platform's relentless focus on design over data. While competitors were mining user behavior to refine algorithms and boost engagement, Path's engineers spent countless hours polishing transitions and perfecting typography. The company's culture celebrated aesthetics, often at the expense of scalability. In 2014, a series of server outages during a major product launch exposed a fragile infrastructure, causing users to lose photos and trust. The next warning sign arrived in the form of market saturation. By 2015, Instagram, Snapchat, and the ever-expanding Facebook ecosystem dominated users' attention. Path's unique selling point, its private circles, became a niche feature that could be replicated elsewhere. The platform's user growth plateaued at around 60 million, a respectable number but insufficient to sustain the high burn rate of a venture-backed startup. In an attempt to pivot, Path launched Path for Business in early 2016, hoping to monetize brands through curated experiences within private circles. The initiative faltered. Advertisers balked at the limited reach, and the platform's ethos clashed with commercial intent. Simultaneously, the company laid off 20% of its staff, a move that sent ripples through the tech community and signaled deeper financial woes. By late 2017, the cracks became impossible to ignore. Former employees, speaking anonymously, described a last-ditch scramble to find a buyer, while the board pressured the leadership to cut costs. Path's monthly active users dwindled as competitors introduced new features that eclipsed the app's once innovative moments and private sharing tools. The subscription model remained a footnote, and the venture capital that had once fueled its ascent evaporated. On March 12, 2018, the inevitable happened. Path's co-founders announced the platform would be shutting down its servers and disabling all accounts by the end of the month. The statement, posted on the app's blog, read, "We have decided to close Path. Our mission to create a private space for sharing life remains a dream that we could not sustain financially." The news hit the tech world like a quiet thunderclap. Users who had poured their memories into the service were left with empty galleries and a lingering sense of loss. The aftermath of Path's collapse rippled far beyond its user base. Former employees scattered across the industry, taking with them lessons on the perils of prioritizing design without a clear path to profitability. Startups began to scrutinize the delicate balance between user experience and revenue generation, and investors grew more cautious about funding platforms that lacked a concrete monetization strategy. For the millions who once used Path as a digital diary, the shutdown sparked a wave of nostalgia. Social media historians cataloged the app's timeline, preserving screenshots, archived posts, and interviews that highlighted its cultural impact. A handful of devoted fans even attempted to revive the concept through open-source projects, hoping to resurrect the spirit of private sharing without the constraints of a corporate model. Path's story serves as a stark reminder. Even the most beautiful ideas can crumble without a sustainable economic foundation. The platform's elegance captured imaginations, but its refusal to compromise on monetization left it vulnerable in an ecosystem driven by data, advertising, and relentless growth. Subscribe to The Collapse for more stories like this.